Hey everyone, welcome back to our Filament CMS playlist. In the previous video, we implemented the Discord logger, which helps us monitor the errors in our Discord server, right? So menu items, right, along with their settings. So we'll configure this header menu, footer menu, so that in the next video we can move on the part of front-end integration. So after we complete the front-end integration, then we'll start working on the part for roles, permissions, and then also we'll explore advanced features like building a custom page builder and so much more along with your request. So before we get started, I have some exciting news to share. We just reached 1000 subscribers on this channel. A huge thank you to each and every one of you for your support, your feedback, and for being part of this growing community. Your encouragement really keeps me motivated to create more useful tutorials like this one. So before we dive into the code, a quick update. So I have pushed the latest code. So here you will not find the video related to this menu resource, manage settings, this one. Created the video because we have already discussed on how we can set up this package. So for this I have used Filament dynamic settings package, and don't worry, everything will be written in this article. So, and for menu items, I have just created a simple migration file. Let me show you that. So it does not have anything. For menu it just have name and slot, and for menu items we just have title, URL, type, and then parent ID and order. So for now the specific use of type, but when we will explore this in advance, like in future. For now, let me just close this first. For now we'll just create a menu item directly, and we'll just manually put the URL there, right? Suppose home URL or about us / about us. But in future what we can do is, using this type we can generate the dynamic menu. Like if the type is post, we'll generate the post URL directly, so on. So, and of course this is settings, which is from the package that I have used. And related to the SEO, I was planning to use polymorphic, but since I did not create a separate video on it, so I just added meta, title, description, and keywords directly on the categories and post tables. So if you go here, you can see I have this field meta, 3 meta keywords, and if you go to the form, what I have did is, so the form is the common form. So I have a one SEO fields form, and I am using this on both my categories. And if I go to my categories form, you can see here I have used SEO fields make here directly, and similarly in post form the concept is same. Here I have used the SEO fields. So if I go to new post, I have also changed the UI a little bit here. So we have the content here, we have the publish status here, feature image, and in the organization now I can see here is the SEO fields, and in the organization you can see the categories. Of course you can clone the clone the repo, and you can test on your site. So let's get started. So I have already created the menu, right? So now we need to create the menu items, and of course menu items is directly relation to the menus. They are totally dependent on menu. So for this, rather than creating a Filament relation manager, I will be using this package, Filament tree, right? If you see the screenshot here, it will help us to manage directly in the form of drag and drop, right? So it will be easier for us. So let's start by, let me just copy this, let me go to my terminal, Let me zoom in. Okay, let me close this. So after this, we don't need to assets, so we are not working on the theme part for now. So then I will just try to publish the config. Okay, let's see the config file. We have order, parent and title. If you see here, migration menu items is here, right? I have order, parent ID and title. So if the column does not match, please make sure you change in the tree model here, and if not here, then there is another option that you can also extend directly on the model, right? So you can explore the documentation for that. So after that, we don't need to do database setup or setup. So after that, what we need to do is we need to tell our model menu item to say use filament. I forgot the name, model tree. Okay, not filament tree, use model tree, right? So what does this have? One, it will have the translation, meaning that if you have used spotted translation, the eloquent model translation, we can enable that here also, and then it will just enable this order column, parent column and title, and whenever it's saving or updating or deleting, it will just update that value, so we don't need to worry about that. So after that, the next thing is now to create a widget. So there are three different implementation here. We can create a tree page, resource or a widget. So I think the best will be the widget, because we will be here and we will create a widget that we can show in the bottom of this page, right? So let me just copy this and let me go back here and say make category, make widget menu item widget, and then the model is menu item. It will taking some time. So would you like to create this widget in a panel? Yes. Create a widget in a resource. Yes, and the resource is menu resource. That's it. So if I remove this and if I go in filament, resource, menus, widgets, now I have a menu item widgets. So now to register this, so where if I go to my pages, in my edit page, here I want to register that widget, right? So protected function, I want to register it as a footer widget, so I can say menu item widget class. So if I go back here, now you can see I have at least got something here, right? Now we have a menu item widgets. So now the only thing is now how we can, now it's like just the filament forms. Now we can configure ourselves. So if I go back here, we have a form schema, and inside form what I need, first thing that I need is text input, I need title, required. Similarly I need URL, which is also required, right? What I did mistake, okay, I forgot. Okay, so if I go back here, now I can see title and URL, right? I think to make it more better, we can make it inside section, make schema, then I can post columns too. Let me just format document. Perfect. Okay, test, great. So you can see here I got an issue numeric value out of range. The reason for this is, if you go to my database menu item migration file, parent id is nullable, right? But in my configuration in Filament, you can see the default value will be -1. That's the reason. So what I need to do is I need to make it null, so that by default it will be null, right? So now you can see I have test, I have nice one. Okay, another menu, let's say. Okay, field menu id does not have a default value, so now we have something mistake here, right? So if I go back here in primary menu, I can see same two things, menu items. In footer menu, I can see the same two things. Now let's start to make it work. Okay, so let me go back to my menu item widgets. The first thing what we can do here is we can access our model. This is public model $record, which can be null, right? So this is how we get the record in any widgets. So now if I go back here, I can say using function I can create my own way for this array $data. If I show you here, return $this record, what we have in record and data. So let's see, this is home / create. So here you can see in record I have a menu record, and in data of course the data, right? So if I will not use it, will it work or not? Let's see. Home / okay, menu id does not have a default value, right? Pass using muted form data, right? We have this right here. What we can say is $data menu id is of course $this record id, and then what we will do, we will just return data from here. Perfect. So let's see. So new menu item, home / create. Yes, we have now home. Perfect. What if we want the child, right? So similarly here, and I need to create another form, make parent id. I can say relationship parent to my title, right? So if I go to my menu item, now I need to create a relationship here, public function parent this belongs to self-static class, and the return type should be belongs to. Similarly, public function children, right? Return $this as many children is to class, self class. So our model can have same parent or same children. So this is of course not required, right? Oh, okay, I did something wrong here. Okay, the column name, it is parent id. Okay, suppose now I want to make a menu inside. Okay, let's create a real menu, right? Instead of that, let's say one is Laravel. Okay, Laravel. Inside Laravel, I want to create eloquent QUENT as eloquent, right? So you can see now this, and the advantage is we can also drag and drop here, we can rearrange them if I need this. Everything can be easily done in this filament tree. So now the last thing that we need to check here is, you must need to press this. So in both menus, those menus are items are same. So how can we handle that? So there is a get tree query. So if I go back here and then public function get, it is protected, right? Protected function get tree query. So here we can say return menu item where menu ID is $this record ID. So we are specifying just show those records that are from this. Now you can see if I go to price footer menu, here I have this, and they are quite different. Perfect. So now besides that, you can extend it a lot. So I'll keep this in. You can have an each form to an edit action. You can register that. So now we have created this, right? Now how we can use this setting package to create the form? If I go to my manage settings, of course this is the where we will create the settings. So if I go here and menu settings, now if you can see here, I have nothing. I need to manually use the ID. It's like primary menu ID is 1, then I can need to type 1, footer menu is 2, then I need to type 2. So let me remove this. So now I will show you how we can create this. So for this I will create a custom component and explain you how we can use that. So if I go inside my form, I will create a custom component, let's say menu custom menu field, right? Custom menu field.php. So php name space, name space app, it should be app filament forms, of course. So the class name is custom menu field, and I will add one method, public static function make, right? So you can return the type of field, right? Or return it is select make. I will say get me the name from there, name, right? And I'll just use name. So its label should be choose menu. These are controlled from other side, so it does not depend. So then the next thing is I will say here the options should be from menu clock name comma ID, right? So I will return this. So now to use this, I need to go to my filament dynamic settings, and in the custom components, now if I move here, right? So if I go to settings, header, let me just make it text input, and this unnecessary field for now, text input. Similarly for this also we say and set it as text input just for now. Okay, so let me make this menu field, and the class name is custom menu field. What should I label it? Choose menu. So if I go back here and then if I click on edit, So here I can see menu field. So this is the name. So if I can say menu, so I want to make it as a type of menu. Save changes. Same for this type of menu. Save changes. That's it. So if I go to menu settings, now I can see automatically primary menu, footer menu, primary menu, footer menu. So it will automatically take this component there. So in this way you can also use them. Now you can see primary menu, footer menu, save changes, refresh. So this is how we set up this. So now we have created our menu, right? So in the next video we'll now start the front-end part integration, and then we'll start working on the roles and permission part. Thank you guys for watching this.